What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, I am here at the historic Sacramento City Cemetery located in Sacramento, California. This cemetery was established in 1849, and since we are in Sacramento, this place has quite a bit of, notable people buried here. People who worked in politics, local business owners, etc. So, let's get on with it and see what we can see. Now, this is one of my favorite mausoleums in the place. It is of Andrew Ross. He was a native of Germany. He lived from 1830 to 1901, and this is his family, his wife, and I think some of his children are in here as well. It said Andrew Ross came to Sacramento from Bavaria in 1853 when he was in his early 20s. Prior to dying in 1901, he was a butcher with Ross and Ankner. The cause of death is cited as a fall with dislocation of spine. So he was a butcher by trade here in Sacramento. But I always felt that this one right here is just beautiful. The way it's built, it's just very different, Very, very cool. I'll watch where I'm stepping out here. Let's take a long shot of this. There's other family members. Ah, this plot has been adopted by George King. I guess you can adopt a plot. Interesting. Maybe George King pays for the upkeep and stuff. There's Pauline Hess, 1861 to 1911, and in the middle here is Andrew Ross, a native of Germany, 1830 to 1901, and Catherine, his wife, 1835 to 1901. I love the font on these stones here. It looks like it says Caroline, 1858 to 1859, William, 1862 to 1867, Catherine, 1864 to 1885, and it says children of A and C Ross. And here they all are, right here. Beautiful. Looks like they keep this place up. It looks like they, occasionally paint the gates and stuff. As you can see, this black paint and gold paint on this gate looks pretty fresh to me. So it looks like the cemetery keeps this up. I'm sure Jason, cemetery man, would know better than me. Maybe Jason can chime in on the comments when he sees this video. Shout out to Jason. If you have not subscribed to Cemetery Man, please do so. Man, this is a beautiful stone. Dedicated to my husband, David Pinkham of Maine, who died January 27th, 1857, aged 34 years. It's gorgeous. Oh, look at this. Charlie King, 1821 to 1857. Charlie King arrived in Sacramento in the early 1850s. He was an actor, comedian, and entrepreneur who sought to make his riches in California in the theater. He would go on to open and manage the Edwin Forrest Theater, described as decidedly the finest theater building in the city. King passed away in Sonora, California at the age of 36. His remains were brought back to Sacramento for final interment. Wow. And it looks like there's a little replication of a little thing from the Forest Theater, like a little program or some kind of advertisement. And here's his grave area, a nice little brick border. We got some beautiful flowers. Little plant life planted here. Ooh, looks like we got some storm damage over here. We got it all taped off. Damn. This gate's all jacked. Something might have, I think the tree fell on that because they got it's like part of the trunk here, but it looks like it's been sawed off too. But yeah, that's a pretty thick tree. So I would assume it did that damage on that gate on the end there, and then they have the caution tape here along the way. Yep, just came up out of the ground right there, looks like. Sure, with these storms we had over the winter time, I'm sure there was some damage here as well. I'm seeing that in a lot of cemeteries, just in general, when I'm going into them. A lot of this kind of damage. Let's see, yeah. Something might have fell in here too, because we got this. I'm not sure what this is about here. This stone is in half, and part of it's laying on the back end over here. (1849 and 1956), New Helvetia Cemetery. As early as 1847, our city's founders began to bury their dead in the New Helvetia Cemetery, located adjacent to Sutter's Fort. They viewed this as a permanent memorial for the individuals who helped create and build the city of Sacramento. Over time, this 20-acre plot would suffer many indignities, including flooding, ownership change, and neglect. In 1875, the city acquired the property, and in 1912 closed it to burials and transitioned it to park usage. 42 years later, in 1956, New Helvetia received its most devastating blow when the city decided to pave it over and build a school. By 1956, over 5,000 bodies were exhumed and reinterred elsewhere in unmarked sites, with over 400 individuals finding a new resting place in the old city cemetery today. We honor these individuals who for so many years have lain unidentified on the cemetery's grounds. Wow. And these are all, I guess, the 400 individuals here. Here is Rebecca Jeanette Jenny Squires Hall, 1831 to 1903. Jenny Hall worked as a nurse during the Civil War, beginning in 1862 at the Battle of Shiloh. 4 days before the battle started, she arrived with her husband, Ezra Squires, then got to work nursing sick and wounded soldiers. When wounded soldiers were moved to a hospital in Iowa, she followed to continue nursing throughout the war. She divorced twice, from Squires, 1861 to 1863, and Henry Hall, 1865 to 1873, and then came to Sacramento. There's Rebecca. And then here is her stone right here. Rebecca Jeanette Hall, Army Nurse Corps, June 22nd, 1831 to August 27th, 1903. Beautiful. Over by the gate over here, on one of these streets, by the street here, old little plot areas here. J. Rollins died February 19th, 1908, aged 45 years, of native of Marion County, Missouri, I do believe it is. Very interesting stone. I love this stone. It's cool. I love how a lot of these old ones have the brick border around it. It's really cool. Plazi, Stephen B., March 2nd, 1941. And then there's a Joan L., February 28th, 1943. And it doesn't look like... I don't see any death dates yet, so it doesn't look like they are gone yet. It says proud parents and grandparents. Unless those dates are the dates they died. But the bottom there is, underneath it, it's kind of blank, so that's what I thought. But these could be the dates they died as well. Let me try to take to find a grave and see if I can find anything out. I took to find a grave and couldn't really find anything out about them. But there's a couple of things on the stone that are very interesting. On his side is the elks, and then on her side it's got a rose. This is a beautiful area. This is the, what is this on the DG Weber. The stone right here says Fanny. And I do believe this stone says Our Lou on it, L-E-W, Lou. Gone but not forgotten on the bottom. Beautiful. And then there's the main stone here. L.D. Weber died June 21st, 1860, aged 18 years, 6 months, 24 days. And Fanny died March 21st, 1887, aged 30. 30 years, 3 months, and 8 days. Wow. Here is the Schroeder Family plot area. Really interesting stones, are beautiful in here. We got a John August Schroeder, 1845 to 1880. He was originally from St. Louis, Missouri, died at the age of 35, 35 years, 5 months, 26 days. It says of acute alcoholism is what is on his Find a Grave profile. I'm going to see if there's any more facts about any of these people in here. Let me look at Find a Grave and see what we can see here. We got Stephen Henry Schroeder, 1843, 1882 he died. It says he was native of St. Louis, Missouri, died at the age of 39 years, 3 months, 26 days of a bacterial infection of the skin. I recall people of this time period dying of like bacterial infections of the skin, etc., and all kinds of bacterial infections. I'm sure now this kind of stuff can be treated easily, but back then it was taking lives. Yellow fever, all kinds of stuff, horrible stuff. Here is the grave of Jane Norris. She lived from 1832 to 1899. And the sign here says, on April 11th, 1865, a Sacramento woman hatched a secret plan to celebrate the end of the Civil War upon learning of Robert E. Lee's surrender to the Northern troops. Jane Norris marched to the state capitol's construction site while the workmen were away at lunch. She climbed 2 ladders to the highest point of the building, planting an American flag and leaving a note. The note read, "Gentlemen, I have had the pleasure of climbing the ladder and placing the stars and stripes. 3 cheers for Uncle Abe and Cabinet. A poor but patriotic woman, signed A. Lady." And it says, curiosity about the author spread quickly, but Jane Norris kept her identity hidden for the rest of her life. Even still, the mystery woman became famous for raising the first American flag at the California state capitol. Jane's daughter finally revealed her mother's secret identity to a reporter in 1929. Jane Norris rests here in the city cemetery, a Sacramento patriot whose actions have not been forgotten. Wow. Climb to the top and put the American flag on that construction site at the state capitol. All right, let's see where she is. This is a family area here. So where's she on the stone here? That's John. There's a John on that side. There's a William. Let's see here. Oh, Jane is on this side. Jane, the wife of Amos, died November 1899, aged 67 years, I do believe. It's kind of hard to see that one, but I think it was. Very interesting. And it says she was from Maryland. The cemetery burial index states that Jane died at the age of 66 years, 11 months, 14 days of chronic Bright's disease. Very interesting. Very, very brave woman, climbing all that way to place the American flag. God bless her. Rest in peace, Jane. There's a sprinkler up ahead there. We gotta try to walk around that. This beautiful one right here, very interesting colors here on this little private crypt area here. Rosetta Carrington, birth 1842, died May 6th, 1923, roughly. It says on Find a Grave, aged 80 to 81. Let's see. I found on Find a Grave, there was some article from the Sacramento Daily Union, March 9th, 1893. And it says, won her case. Rosetta Carrington granted a divorce from her husband. The case of Rosetta Carrington versus J.H. Carrington consumed another day in Judge Johnson's court. The testimony has been of a character unfit for publication. And yesterday afternoon, the judge ordered the room cleared and conducted the remainder of the case with closed doors. At the conclusion of the testimony, the case was submitted without argument, and the plaintiff was granted a divorce on the grounds of desertion and adultery. Well, that was interesting. This one's just, the tiles and stuff are very, very different. I've never seen anything kind of like such colors before. Not much to see in here. I would assume the people who are interred in here are underneath that, or maybe behind here, but I think most likely in there. She's got herself and her children in here. Alice Carrington Golding, 1861 to 1947, and Henry Carrington. He lived from 1870 to 1957, and it says Henry was, where did it say at the bottom here? Originally interred in the same plot as Mother in Sacramento City Cemetery here, but he was reinterred at East Lawn Cemetery March 14th, 1958. So the son was reinterred elsewhere. Very interesting. I also found out Rosetta died of liver cancer at the age of 81, 4 years. I'm sorry, age of 81 years, 4 months, excuse me. But yeah, she died of liver cancer. And went through that public and nasty divorce that I guess was unfit for publication. Well guys, I am gonna get out of here on this one. A good day so far. We found some interesting people, you know, notable people, business owners, people who are part of history, people who died of diseases, you name it, we found it. If you are enjoying this video or have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon. Therefore, you can be notified of all of my future uploads, guys. This place still got a lot to cover, so I'm gonna continue on and try to film as many videos as I can here today. I'm gonna peel off this hoodie and get a hat out of my car because it's about 73 degrees today. And it's getting kind of warm out here. So guys, I will talk to you later.